What it do? You know what it's time for. It's time for a late night recap of the Diddy trial. We are on day 25. Woo! We are almost to the defense closing. They will be closing probably Friday. They said it's not going to happen by Wednesday. Why? Because we didn't even get Brandon Paul on the stand yet. He is still to come. He is still to come. So we should hopefully be getting him tomorrow because they have no more for Agent Pillin, who was back on the stand today. So it got off to a crazy start. We are here talking about yet another juror. Okay? Yes, another juror. Before the jury was brought in, the judge comes in pissed. He is pissed off. And he is like, information was leaked from the sealed session from yesterday, and only the judge, the prosecution, and the defense were in the room when this information was talked about, brung about, what have you. So someone had to, from the prosecution or the defense, judge know it wasn't him. So it had to be the defense or, the prosecution. And so he asked the prosecution, have you guys been talking to anyone? And Maureen Comey, she's just, Your Honor, no, she probably did a little lean with it. Her little lean that they say that she is doing in court. She probably did a little lean with it and said, no, Your Honor, it ain't us. Whatever do you mean? And so they look over to Mark as, here go Mark, stumbling. They said that he was stumbling his words, trying to come together with what to say. And that is what had happened was. And so at the end of it all, the judge says, look, whoever leaks anything, if anything gets leaked going forward, Marie Comey, she's responsible if anything happens to her crew, paralegal, whatever. And Mark, he's responsible if anything happens with the defense. And that is a lot to hold over Mark, because you know how this defense rolls. This defense loves to play games in the judge's face. And at this point, the judge is over it. So he is trying to cross all of his T's, dot all of his I's, because he is not trying to have him in trial. Everyone's been wondering a little bit why the judge has been so lenient, maybe a little bit, with the defense. It's because we are not going to be saying that this man was treated unfairly or unjust. He's already trying to pull the race card every chance that he gets. So we are not trying to do that with him. So I feel where the judge could be coming from. That's the only thing I can say to make me feel better about how lenient he is. You know what? If I was a judge, I wouldn't be that lenient. Or maybe if I went through the steps to be one, maybe I would feel a certain different type of way. But I trust him, so we're going to let Judge Aaron do what he got to do on top of everything. So, at the end of it all, Mark is responsible if anything happens with the defense. Comey is responsible for if anything happens on the prosecution side. Yeah. Whew, that's funny. I'm sure everybody knew it was Mark, though. I'm sure everybody knew it was Mark. Because the thing is, even the way that they are talking about it, that Judge Aaron was alluding to the fact that even he thought that it was Mark. We all know it's Mark. Again, and I will say this probably every single live until this is over, but I feel that maybe Mark perhaps should be looked into and investigated, because after this, doing all that he has been doing with Diddy, I feel that he is really on Diddy's camp, because he is Diddy's yes man. He is Diddy's bitch, and that is just how I feel. Of all of his dream team, that is how I see Mark and where Mark is on the totem pole. Mark is there because he is a yes man. You got to remember, there was a once upon a time where Mark was way in the back because Mark had messed up. Diddy thought he had got his good lawyers. Everybody else was coming in with some pizzazz and some couth more than old Marky Mark. And so now he's back up in front because he's the yes man, because the mothers ain't really playing around like that. No sir, no ma'am. But Mark seems the only one who is up to Diddy's antics, I feel. He is the only one he is the only one that is about that life. I can only imagine him going home to his wife, because ain't his wife Luigi's lawyer? Yeah. Can you imagine that pillow talk? Like, I wouldn't even want to have SCX. Like, let's just talk about this shit, because I got to get this off of my chest, and I got to get this off of my chest. And I'm sure that is how the juror felt that they are talking about. So what's going on is, with the new juror, here's the new thing. Marky Mark, up to his antics. If he leaked that information that the judge was pissed about, knowing that maybe the judge would want to probably remove him, well, here's the thing. That is probably exactly what they wanted, because for some reason Diddy is still butthurt over juror number 6 not being on the case anymore. And so now they're like, well, if juror number 6 is gone, juror number 7 needs to be gone too. It's like, what are you doing here? Why are you so into juror number 6? I really feel like there was some type of 6 degrees of separation somewhere, and there was you know how you have those moments, you know how, especially, you could have nigga moments, when you could just look at somebody and you can say exactly what you trying to say, and that person can hear exactly what you trying to say, and you ain't even saying nothing, you just making that look at them, and they just like, get like, hey, I got you. Like, I got you. You got me? Because I got you. I got you if you got me, if I got you. You know, they could have had that nigga moment. You never know. They could have had that nigga moment. I'm just saying. And that's probably what happened to the juror that they are now trying to get excluded from there. Well, no, that's, with juror number 6. But now they're trying to get juror number 7, because all that is with juror number 7 was they thinking that someone went and said something to juror number 7 about him being on, him or her, don't know which one it is, him or her being on the jury. Here's the thing. Who ain't going back saying something about the case? There's no way that I could be sitting in this. Look, don't make me a jury. Don't make me a juror, because there's no way I can sit on this case and not go home and have to be like, do you know what the hell I just went through and saw today? Like, of course I would tell someone, but I would tell someone that ain't gonna tell the world, of course. Someone that ain't gonna tell a blogger, or someone who's gonna go out and tell them out and tell the world. Anywho, so the judge makes it clear again that either side say anything, it's a wrap. It could be a criminal and federal offense for them if they do. And apparently, after all of this goes down, Mark asked the judge if Diddler could view the tapes. Well, could he view the evidence before the jury came in? Which means the evidence being as the freak off tapes that they watched yesterday. I don't know if it was the ones that they watched yesterday or the ones they watched today, because they watched some more today. It was Cornhub 2.0 again in the courtroom today. They watched a video for like 30 minutes. 30 minutes. And during this time, they block it out from the courtroom or whatever, so only the juror and defense and pros and the judge can see and hear what's going on. So Jeannie Garagos, with her sneaky ass, she's been a sneaky bitch today. Yeah, she was catty. She was catty with the agent that we're about to get into, and the question how she asked her when she got to the cross. She was a catty little bitch today with her. Again, just like she was with Jane. Yeah, this girl, like, girl, you need to get you some, or go get a drink, or go get a vacation or something after this, because I think this don't change you, girl. I don't even know why you here anyway. I know you probably need that cash, and I know he probably paid you good to be here, so I ain't even gonna trip. You got to get that money, girl. You got to get that money. But girl, She needs to write a book after this. I need her to be like, y'all, I had to take this case. I needed that money, but let me tell y'all, this. I still could have been appreciated because you still tried to get this man off. But either way, I still want to hear it. Anyway, let's get back to what y'all came here for. So, yeah, Diddy was granted the judge, yes, sure, he can watch the tapes, sure. So while everyone, the bloggers were out here talking to us, when I was listening to Tisa at this moment, because this is where I got this from Tisa Tells, hey girl, hey. And she when she's watching, she's like, yeah, so at this moment, Diddy is watching the videos at that very moment. It's quite disgusting. Just to even think about. Yeah. So oh, and get this. So Diddy waived the right to be in the room when they gave Brandon Paul his immunity. So what they did do still is give Brandon Paul his immunity today. So he was in the courtroom. He was there present. He just didn't get talked to yet because by the end of the day, the prosecution was just finishing up with the agent. What's her name? What is her name? Agent Penland. So when Agent Penland was done for the day, by this time, it wasn't enough time to really get anywhere, I guess, with Brendan. So they just adjourned. And I don't understand because this whole thing, remember last week they said that the court was going to run later than usual this whole week. It was supposed to run later than usual, and it did not run later than usual. I don't know if it's because all of this juror business, but I really honestly feel that this juror situation and stuff is what's making all of this go bad because yet again, after today, they had to have another sealed session, I believe, possibly. And that's why, it's just so much that they can do in a workday. Look, they got to get home to their kids and their women and their wives and their husbands and all that. So everybody got to get home. So they didn't do Brendan, and they said that he's going to be questioned. They need him for about 90 minutes. And who knows how long the defense is going to take with Brendan. Probably not that long. Not that long. Not that long at all. They only took long with poor Mia because Brian still was having the time of his life trying to be whatever the type of lawyer that he is. But other than that, all of the cross examines have been fairly short. So I don't expect much to be said to Brandon. And then the thing is, the fact that Diddy wasn't even in the room, didn't want to be in the room, or waived the right to be in the room when Brandon got his immunity, I think says a lot. Either he hurt by it, or he about to go down from this, or what have you. But he waived the right, and I'm wondering why. He missed an opportunity to, do what he does. Try to intimidate the way that he does. I'm surprised that he wasn't in the room and didn't want to ground him down like, white boy, you better do what I say or I'm going to be this big monster that's going to get some. You know what I'm saying. Diddy's a goon. Diddy's a monster. It could happen. It's possible. Or not. You know what I'm saying. I'm just talking shit. Anyway. So they bring Penland back on the stand and they ask her questions on Diddy and Cassie and Jules. They asking her where did they stay. She said at the London Hotel. And they ask about what is this, and she tells them it's American Airlines plane ticket for Jules. Jules is the entertainer, prostitute, whatever they're calling them this time around. There's another. Then they showed, and she confirmed another American Airline ticket for Jules from JFK to LA. And said that it was at the Hotel of Four Seasons. The prosecution brings in a travel invoice, and it's from Bad Boy Entertainment. Bad Boy Entertainment. There you go. Using your shit again, Diddy. Diddler. You're being messy again. This is how you get caught. This is how you get caught. Look at you. Look at you. The The press brings in the travel invoice. The prosecution. They proved that Diddy brought the tickets with an Amex card, whatever that is. I don't know. Amex card, AMX, whatever it is. And then there's an invoice from Mr. Phillips Pines. And he talks about, and this is where they're talking about the damage that Diddy does to these hotels. I can't imagine what goes on in these hotels with these freak offs. If this is the type of damage that he has to pay for these hotels, like how do you mess up drapes? What are you doing? Anyway, he goes like this. There's an invoice from Mr. Philip Hines, and it's for damages to the hotel, $500 damage to drapes. And there's another charge at the Intercontinental in Times Square, and where it was under Frank Black, his alias that he loves so much. And it's a penthouse charge for 46,786, and that was also paid on the Amex card. The Amex was a hot one. What type of limit do you got? What type of limit did he have? Do y'all think he had? I guess Diddy is kind of cheap, and I guess this is where he was kind of cheap. He made monthly payments on this. He didn't even lay them stacks down. He ain't laid them stacks down like he would for the entertainers. He ain't laid them stacks down like he did that for what you call it. No. This different. He got priorities. Diddy said, I got priorities, my G. So he decided that he was going to make monthly payments with that one. And that was paid by various accounts at Signature Bank. At the same bank under all of these accounts, but by various accounts, this was paid from. So you go and you go and you go. What were you doing, Diddler? What were you doing? What? Stop the press. And there was another charge for a hotel in Rutherford, Hamptons that he had. And this is like charge after charge after charge. Like, dude, haven't you at some point? I would really like to know when he first started his freak off situation. Because I feel by at this point, how long you've been doing it, you would have found a way to be able to protect the hotel rooms better than this, Diddy. I mean, if you're so cheap, I'm just trying to figure out why you haven't found a way to save the money, because $46,786, that's a lot of money. And if you just paying it monthly, that means you ain't got it, my dude, or you ain't got it enough to feel like you got it. You got it, but you ain't got it enough to you got it, obviously. And so I'm just saying, you would have figured by now, he would have figured out a way to protect the room. Some way, somehow, make it easier on the people who got to clean up after your ass. Like, goddamn, it's bad enough what they got to come into, Diddler. I mean, what's your sense of hospitality? I mean, you had to have been raised some type of way better. I know Janice had to teach. Come on, by the way, Janice came into the court a bad bitch today. She came in an all-black everything, fitted to the body, because one thing for sure, Janice got body. She got body. We got to give it to her. She got body. She got a crazy-ass son, but she also got body. So she had on all-black gold jewelry. I think she had on a hat. I think she had probably had her 27-piece in, that short one. She had on the hat, but girl was looking good. And today she came in by herself. Nobody was in the court with her from family-wise. I guess the boys weren't there today. I don't know what other obligations they had, but they weren't there today. And so she was just by herself basically today, just supporting her baby. Yep. So we'll leave it at that. The pros have a call between Angela. Between Angela. Where did I get Angela from? Who is Angela? I don't even read nothing that says Angela right here. Who the fuck is Angela? What is wrong with me right now? Where the fuck Cassie? Where the fuck I get Angela from, y'all? Anyway, get a call between Cassie, Diddy, and it reads Skylar can come later. And then she replies back, let's do Skylar. Then Skylar texts Cassie. Cassie says, what area? And he says, I'm going to lay down. Hit me up if we getting together. Then they show 3 pictures from March 6, 16. Prosecution asked her to walk us through the day or whatever of the pictures that is happening. And she answers, and this was her answer. She just talks and says, Diddy calls Cassie, but Cassie didn't answer. Then Cassie texts Diddy, and then she says, I checked with security. She texts Diddy that I checked with security. Jules left. You good as long as you don't bother other guests. I don't know what that implies. But then more unanswered calls. Because I guess he called her. She didn't answer, so she just texted him back that. Then after the text, he calls her some more and she's not answering. Look, she don't want to be bothered. She done. Like, she just has to do this freak off. She nasty. She feeling disgusted. She don't want to be bothered with your ass. Can get the hint, Diddy. Get the hint, Diddy. He didn't get the hint. Next, a text from Diddy to Cassie. It says, call me. The cops are here. And then Cassie calls D-Rock. It connects, and Diddy says, call Cassie. And Diddy calls Cassie again. No answer. So again, Diddy's just trying to call Cassie. I don't know if he's lying right now, just trying to get her to pick up, but this is what the text say. And that was all that. So they left that text alone. Then another text on March 5th, 2016. Cassie texts, you sick if you think that is okay, the way you do with me. What are you doing? Stay away from me. I have a premiere. So she had a premiere. I wonder what that was premiere for. I wonder if that was with that movie with the last movie that she did. I bet you it was. Because I remember seeing the premiere video or the interview that she did with that day. And she looked beautiful. That's crazy. You never knew that whole time. Anyway, Diddy texts help. Diddy texts help, then text again, help me. I'm about to get arrested, and if you don't pick up, you'll never hear my voice again. She still didn't answer him. She said, you know what? I'm tired of your shit by now. I am not answering. She said, I'm too tired for this. I ain't even got time. Like, take him. She was probably like, good, take him. Give me some time off. She was not having, Cassie was not having it with Diddy. She said, like, F off. Okay, F off. Then KK calls. Oh, because if he can't get through to her, he's always got to call someone else to call her. Have y'all noticed that? If y'all been following the case? Anytime he tries to call anyone, they don't answer, he has someone else call them. It's like, because he knows they don't want to fuck with him right now. He knows that. But he knows that he'll probably talk to somebody else. Like, they just don't want to hear your voice right now. I mean, they had to hear it for the past 18, 30 hours of you directing them to do this, that, and the third, and toot it up and turn it all around and split it open and spread it wide. Like, they tired of hearing your voice, Diddy. Like, they don't even want to hear it no more. Just like, shut up, leave them alone. Like, text. That's why Cassie texts. Like, nigga, text. Like, I don't want to hear your voice. Maybe I can text. That's what I'm saying. You want my attention, text me first. I'll answer your text before I answer your call. That's a she-shirt. Hold on. Because I got a shirt press and I am going to start my shirt business. And it's just a whole bunch of sand. Hold on. I'll answer. Because I know a lot of people like that. I answer your text before I answer your call. Boom. Anyway, back to the lecture at hand. Okay, and if you don't pick up, you'll never see me again, blah, blah, blah. Then KK calls. And then Cassie calls D-Rock, then KK. Then D-Rock texts him. It's all a whole entire circle. It was all just a whole entire circle. At the end of it all, just know this. Cassie went to sleep. I'm out. I don't care. She really did not care. She went to sleep. She knocked out. She checked out. She knocked out. She did not care. She didn't give a care what did he have going on. She said, I'm tired. You don't ran me out. I'm going to sleep, nigga. I don't blame you, Cassie. I don't blame you one bit. Get your sleep. Get your sleep. Then the prosecution asks what next. And then they just says, Carrie Morgan writes, I don't think anyone should call her. And then she had a photo of the LAPD detective card. The LAPD been there? This is where it gets to that. And that's where that was happening. So D-Rock and KK call Cassie. Cassie's asked, what's Eddie's last name? Remember Eddie Garcia? Remember we talked about him? He was the one who testified a couple weeks ago. Yes, Mr. Eddie Garcia, him. See, now what they did is they gave the testimony of everything. Now they're showing the proof of everything and how it all connects and how it all means it's Rico. Rico was proven once again. Rico was proven yesterday, but Rico continued to be proven today as well. It's like one big package deal, part 1 and part 2, okay? Because the agent went in. She said what needed to be said. She told everything that needed to be told, and she wrapped everything up very nicely. Then D-Rock texts Diddy that Cassie's good and she's eating breakfast. And then a 13-minute call was played between Cassie and Diddy. They didn't get to hear that, obviously, I guess, because I don't have any notes on that. And then the prosecution asks, what did Nash say? And I keep trying to figure out who the hell is Nash, because that just came out of nowhere. And then Cassie says, what kind can you, and then they go on to talk about some other text messages saying, what time can you today? Can you get Arturo available today? And he's available at 3 or 4. And then Cassie says, and then he says, Arudo says he's available at 3 or 4. And then Cassie says, at Rock's place. So they did this at D-Rock place too? Or is it something else? You know what? Let me find out D-Rock been to one of these. Look, we ain't here for that, right? That's a different party. I guess we ain't talking about those. Because you have to realize, I know I was thinking that, a lot of these parties that we've seen, the one with Kevin Hart and Terrence J and everybody showing up whenever they did to that party, and that girl was in the tub, and Kevin Hart had the microphone, and it was going down, but it was supposed to have been the party for Dirty Money, I think, or something like that, the Dirty Money release or something like that along those lines. Yeah, so I'm thinking about these are, the freak off types of things that is going on. I had no idea. Once you finally get to the trial, you have no idea what these freak offs really were. It's a whole new different thing. But still, it goes to show that while he was still doing all of this with these girls, he was still doing all that other stuff with the celebrities and their parties and all that. So again, Diddy, you really did not sleep. Like, you were always doing something. I just don't understand. When did you have time to eat and shit? I just would love to know. Like, when did you wash your ass? Like, at no point in this whole entire thing that I have heard that there is a point where they are testifying, and yeah, Diddy went in the shower, except when he went in the shower and slapped Jane in her house, and she ran out the house with no shoes on. That's the only time I've known for Diddy to have been in the shower at some point. So when do you even take a shower, Diddy? Like, my God, I don't understand. I don't understand. It's just so much. Anyway, where am I at? Where am I at? Where am I at? Okay, they talk about Cassie eats breakfast and she's good. Arudo is at Rock's place. Okay, Diddy calls Eddie, and then I guess Eddie didn't answer. He calls back, and he was like, "What Cassie say?" He said, "Today was supposed to be a big day. I just want to stay in the bed now." Okay, he ruined her day once again. It's like he's always doing that shit. And by the way, these are the text messages that the inner city press had set out. I'm paraphrasing in my own way. Of course, I don't know how to write shorthand. And when you're trying to write all that shit out to get it on paper, it's hard. It's a lot to go through this. It's a lot to go through. That's why I appreciate that one like I just got. Because I appreciate that. Because y'all don't know what I be doing all day at work. Writing all this shit down so I can come back and talk to y'all and have a good time. Hey, Queen. You beautiful too. Hey, Bew Heyyy. How you doing? Okay. So then there was a call between Diddy and Eddie Garcia. Then the prosecution points out that they also had Eddie's driver's license. Remember, this is from when Eddie had came to there to get the video. So he must have been the one who came and got the video. Because remember that whole entire thing where he said he takes people's IDs. He takes everyone's ID when they have some type of transaction. He just want to be able to have their name, their full government name, and their address on file. That is some criminal activity, okay? That is some criminal activity, all right? I just don't understand. So, and they say what occurs on March 1916, and there was like another call from Combs calls Eddie again. That was probably when he checked up on him, to make sure everything was good and nobody else had said anything and all of that stuff. That might have been what that might have been. And then there were no further questions. So then after that, Garagos does the cross. And like I said, she stood there and wanted to be catty, just like her and Jane was. It was just unbelievable how she just was. I'm about tired of her. I knew I wasn't going to like her to begin with because her herself is the one that's supposed to be a survivor, and you got the nerve to take up for the predator. I just don't understand. Thank you, Hannah. Thank you kindly. I need a retwist, though. It would be cuter. It was cuter earlier, but girl, the day got the best of me. So Garagos does the cross, and she's just being a bitch, just being her. She probably tired of this case. You know what? She might have not been this way when she first started, but I bet trying to defend him has made her see the worst of herself. And she probably hates herself right now. I wonder if she regrets it at this point. I just wonder. She's got to. That's one thing I always can't wait for. I can't wait to see the lawyers' interviews after the case is over. And they talk about how they really feel. How they really, really feel. And I just can't wait to see. I bet you Mark don't do it. Mark got too much to lose. Mark iffy. Mark got too much to hide, I feel, so he wouldn't do one. But I would love for Garagos to do one. I would love to see what she would say. I just would. But she goes in on the agent talking about, why didn't you look for the other people in the chat? Why didn't you do this? You're a special agent, right? So you don't know how to look up for other evidence, right? You don't know how to do your job, right? And at some point, prosecution's like, objection. And of course it was sustained because like, what the hell? Because why is you going in on her? You trying to do a Brian Steele as he did to Mia, and you trying to do a you as you did to Jane. It wasn't cute. Like, she was just going in on her, and I'm just like, what is your problem? Get laid. Anywho, um, so then she talks about a couple of text messages, and in these text messages, she's trying to point out that that Cassie actually liked it because she's like, let's pull up these exhibits. And why didn't you show these exhibits? Why didn't you just include this? And she was like, I was hired just to make sure that everything was on there was correct, not to add stuff. So no, I didn't add this. I didn't add that because I wasn't supposed to add that. That wasn't my job. Basically, is what she was telling me. Bitch, get off me. But she just said no. What else did she say? So the text messages that she wanted. So another text message she talked about was a text message from Jules to Diddy and Cassie that said, "I need rest. You guys are rabbits." And then another text was from Pop Pop to Cassie saying, "I love you so much. You consume my life." And then she says back, "I wonder," and he says, "You consume my life. I wonder how that is." She says, "I wonder that too." Who is Pop Pop? Because as far as thank you for the second light. Because as far as I thought, as I know, Pop Pop was supposed to be his nickname for that he made her call him. I am getting hot, y'all. My fucking air, my freaking air is still messed up. But but the landlord came in and he put in, a window air conditioner. But it's loud than a bitch because it's right next to me. And I didn't want y'all to have to hear that and my voice at the same time because I know my voice is already annoying enough. And so I didn't want y'all to have to hear that and then that. So I turned that off. So just know that I love y'all enough and I love doing this enough to say that I am hot and suffering in hotness for y'all. And when I tell you I cannot wait to take shit, I still gotta do my laundry. Oh, okay, let's wrap it up. Let me make this shorter. Maybe I need to stop doing all this side talking and just get to the facts, Because that's what y'all came here for. Y'all ain't here for all this other stuff I got going on in my life. And I'm sorry about that. I'm sorry. Anyhow, text message from Jules to Cassie. Great to see you, beautiful. Then the next text that she got from him was, "I'm at your door." And then Taxi says, and then they go to another text message. And she's talking to, I'm sure, Diddy, but she says, "I'm horny and bored." And I was like, who's to say all these text messages aren't role play? A couple of days ago, they set up what they gonna do. He said, "On this day, you're gonna call me, we gonna act like this." What if this was type of the role play? Because obviously this is what he is into. I mean, it could have been. It could have been. Thank you, Hannah. Thank you very much, my darling. It could have been. It could have been. I'm just saying. It could have been. Yes? No? You do? You don't? You do? You don't? You do? You don't? You do? Yeah, you do? Okay. What else? Oh, yeah. Talking about Cassie and all her stuff. She's like rabbits. Oh, and then she wanted to bring up this text. And this text was from Diddy to Cassie. It says, "I'm not asking to freak off. I'm asking, what do you want to do?" And she says, "I want to smoke, go for a walk, and have carefree fun. I'll go get the volume." Now, I feel like she thought she ate with this text because it's supposed to prove that Diddy wants to do something other than just have a freak off, and it wasn't just about freak offs with her. But all this really proves to me is that the moment that she felt it was safe to say what she really wanted to do, she said it. She had something right then and there. It ain't like she had to say, let me think about it. I don't know, you pick. No, she was very specific what she wanted to do. I want to go for it. I want to have a smoke. I want to go for a walk and have carefree fun. I just want to kick it. I don't want none of this other stuff. That was her saying that. But see, they thought they ate with that. Sometimes I don't know what the defense is really thinking. I feel like at this point they're just grabbing at straws. I feel at this point they're all just in it for the money. If Diddy is willing to continue to give up his money to pay for them to try to keep him out of jail, which he is definitely going to, then so be it. Because they going to get paid anyway at the end of the day. They get paid for their services. So that's why when I look at Tina Garagos, I can't be all the way mad at her because I know she probably getting paid more than Mark and Alex Xavier right now. I feel that I feel like he's definitely praying for Brian. He's definitely praying for Brian Steele and Spiro, whoever else is on the defense. I know he's paying good money for them for sure, but not who knows. But I'm sure she's one of the higher ups that is getting paid good because I think he started at like $1 million for her or something. I don't know, but baby, I know she is getting paid. So I know she is taking all of this heat and all of this criticism with all this going home and wiping her ass with a flush in it and saying, have a nice day. So, I had a girl for you on that note, Tini. I can't be mad at you, boo-boo. I cannot be mad at you. Because if I don't know if I would do it. You know, sometimes money talks, bullshit walks. You never know what you're going to do when you're in that predicament. So, you never know. And you know, this case is going to bring her lots of whatever. Even if she don't win, she's going to get notoriety no matter what. So everybody who has worked on this case is going to be golden except Diddy. Except Diddy. He's the only one. He's the only one. And that's the only point. He's the only one on the stand. He's the only one. He's the only one here. This is all about him. He wanted a show, you got your show. You want to be center of attention? Here you go. This is all for you, boo. Enjoy. More text messages went back and forth. Okay, took a volume. Then they asked to include a text with P. Diddy. It says, I like when Jules was in the room next door. And then she says, agent rep says, not my job to add. Just check. Okay, never mind. That's what she says. That is not her job to add. Just checking in. That was a note again. I'm sorry. With the horny thing again. Okay, I think this is when I went to someone else. Because it looks like I'm starting to relapse over some of the things I said. Oh, but this is when Garagos turns the screen off to the public. And she plays a 14-minute video, 14-minute freak out video. There was two videos. There was a 14-minute video and there was a 29-minute video. The whole 29 minutes, people are just sitting here watching this. Can you imagine how uncomfortable that should have been for everyone in the room just to be watching that? And then only person who's excited about it is Diddy. That's what gets me. The only person excited about these tapes playing right now is Diddy. Oh, and then of course when Garagos thought she was slick and putting the microphone too close to the microphone, putting her headphones too close to the microphone, and the court could hear the audio of what they were watching. They're not supposed to hear or see, but because she had her headphones so close to the microphone, they could hear. That was until the officer, Anthony, of the court, just doing his job, of course, but he let them know, like, hey, everyone can hear what's going on. Someone got something going on too close to something. Y'all better check that. And so after that, Garagos was like, oopsie, that was probably me, my bad. Oopsie, oops. No, I didn't mean to. Of course you didn't, honey. Of course you didn't. But anywho, so after that, no one could hear what was going on. But it was a lot of oohs, ahs. What Boyz II Men say? Ooh. Ah, it was a lot of that going on. A lot of... Can you imagine? And I'm guessing all of these are probably Cassie's videos that they're watching at that. Oh, poor her. I hope she is doing great and well. She's a brand new mommy again. She just had her baby, she's about, 3 weeks out or whatnot. But I hope that her and Alex fine ass are happy and doing their thing. I know that baby is pretty. You know that baby is pretty. Huh. Just think about it. Okay, they went on break after that, and now they're back from break. and they're talking about some matter and how they need to go into the roving group to observe, and how they want and can they go into the roving group so Diddy can observe it. Penland is back on. She's watching the video. Um, oh, and this video was found under a Frank Black profile on a device of Cassie's. So either her laptop, iPad, whatever it was, or her phone, but I'm guessing it's probably her laptop or iPad. The question continues and the text continues, showing basically that Cassie was willing and wanted to do all this. Talking about sending messages, talking about how she went to the store and bought the sexy clothes and the lingerie too. And then another text talking about she promises to be a nastier freak bitch next time to make up for it. I don't know what she did that night that wasn't good enough, but she talking about being a nastier freak bitch the next time to make up for it. My God, that's what you have to do, Cassie? Like, I feel for her. I feel for you because I love you, girl. That's crazy. Text from Cassie to Diddy talking about she needs the Astroglide and she's looking for the pills and what pills should she take. And she says in another text saying that she can't wait to have a baby. Happy Father's Day. And she wished she could have had a freak off before he left. I mean, she could have just been saying that just to say it. I'd say it too. Especially since you ain't got to have one. Oh, yeah, I wish we could have had a freak off before we left. You know, try to get in his good graces. She might want to ask him for some money or for something expensive later. And she was trying to freaking fresh on him. You never know, right? You never know. You never know. You never know. It could happen. Look, we try to make it till we make it. Is y'all with me or not? Is y'all with me or not? That's what I'm trying to find out. Then another one talking about, I hate it when I don't use protection. When I get high, I'm going to get tested. And then there's a one talking, Diddy saying, let's freak off right now. And then she's like, okay, what hotel? Like, who just comes out and just says, okay, let's freak off right now. Okay, what hotel? See what I'm saying? It's just that you guys just be on it. I gotta go quiz 1211 here in Minnesota. Hope to see you in your next live. I'll be here tomorrow around the same time, my darling. I will be here. I will be here. Thank you for coming through. Thank you for commenting. And thank you for your like, Hannah. And I'll see you tomorrow, beautiful. I'm just about done, so you ain't missing nothing, girl. Tomorrow's going to be a doozy because Brandon's on the stage. So make sure you come to hear that one. Bye, love. Have a good night. Okay. Then they go to questions about the Skylar that they talked about in the direct, and the police phone call, and how there's no record of the phone call, and it's just and the only record of anything is just a detective's card. And she's like, and they say objection, and then it was sustained. And then the redirect was just one question about the location of the hotel and about some photo, and that was over. And she was done. And they were done with her. They were done with her. They dismissed her. They said there needs to be 90 questions. Like I said, there's going to be 90 minutes to question Brandon Paul, and they adjourned for the day. That was that. That was everything. But anything else I had was like beg. Oh yeah, so apparently the defense was basically begging the judge to excuse juror number 7, which makes it crazy and infuriating to the judge because the defense is the one who wanted the case to go this way. They wanted the seals to go this way. They wanted it to be this private. They wanted it to be this. They wanted it to be that. They wanted it to be all of this jazz. And now they want to basically overturn that. It's basically what Trump did with everything, being a taco. Now it's like they kind of being taco in their own way. You know what I'm saying? But it's just really bad. Because they wanted it this way. And it's like they want a special privilege. They feel it's good for them, but it ain't good for somebody else. You It's crazy. But you wanted them to save number 6 so bad, but you're trying to kick number 7 out so bad. What is your deal with juror number 6? I need to know. I can't wait for juror. I hope juror number 6 speaks out. Because if you're that grimy to do this and try to get in bed with Diddy, whichever way, no pun intended, figuratively speaking, then you might just be dirty enough to go against him afterwards and just try to get your coins some more by doing interviews or a book or whatever. But please tell the truth if you do. I just want to know, what's tea? What is tea? What is the tea? What is the tea? Put the tea bag in the water. Can we? Let's brew this up because I need to know. There are so many things, and I hope there are so many things that come out after this case. I hope there's so many things that people know, and they just don't want to mess up this case, so they keep it sealed until after the case is over, and then everybody's going to say all this stuff, and then we're going to know everything that really happened. It's going to be a whole nother shocker, and then it's going to be like the case lives on for a whole nother longer time. I just hope this man gets what he deserves. Gets what he deserves. I just don't want him to go down. If they prove that he is guilty, then by all means, you beat the system. Enjoy your freedom, sir. But everybody better watch their back, they side, they front, they up, they down, they every which around if this man gets free. Because regardless of what things sound like, we know that these victims felt like they had no other choice. We know that these victims went through a lot with this man. And that says a lot. What else went on? Oh, the defense. Can y'all believe this? Check this shit. This is rich. This is the rich one. The defense says that they only need 1 week. They will be done in 1 week. Specifically, 3 to 5 business days. So not even 1 week, like 7 days. No. Don't be silly. No, 3 to 5 business days. That's all they need. They feel that they are about to prove unproved. They got to unprove a RICO in a week. How you gonna unprove a RICO in a week, my darling? I just don't see that. And if that's all it's going to take is a week, then that means who you got coming to save you? Who you got coming to testify on your behalf? It obviously not a lot of people, because you got to think about it. 3 to 5 weeks, that has to be enough time for whomever is coming on for a direct, cross-examine, and a redirect for however many people. And that's 3 to 5 days? Okay, think about how many people can be on the stand in 3 to 5 days. What, maybe 3 or 4? Depending on how long it goes. Because they're not going to ask too many questions because they don't want to say too much. And then even with their, like I was saying yesterday on last night's live, even when they have their summary witness come about, there are certain questions that they're not even allowed to ask her because she's not even an expert in all of the areas that would need to be expert in and to answer all the questions to help them get off. So I don't know what they think to do it. That's all they could have found, maybe. That's all they could have found. They had to go with what they had. And they like, look, hey. And whoever this is, they better check their credentials all the way to make sure this ain't fake. Because I don't see how anyone would want to jeopardize their credentials, their character, or whatever to help this man. That's why I got to figure out, what is the relationship between KK and Diddy? Because are you really going to testify on his behalf? Like, you are willing to go down? Like, are you? And if you don't testify and you're not a witness or whatever, that means that they're probably going to come after you and you're going to be like, just like Ghislaine Maxwell. Just like they went after her separately after they got Epstein. Then you might be Maxwelled, honey. You just might, in fact, be Maxwelled. And are you really, really willing to go down for him? Because he don't care about you. Because if he was to get off and you had to do the bid, like if he could blame everything on you, he probably would. But however, you can tell that they are scared because they want to make sure that they tried their hardest to make sure to implement that KK had nothing to do with this. She knew nothing at all. But everything that this woman, this agent said today definitely shows. And everything that she said yesterday definitely shows that KK knows a lot. KK knows too much. KK know about evidence that's not even in the trial. She knows things. She's been kikiing, sending emojis, making fun with Brendan Paul. Like, this woman knows it all. Mention it all. She could. She could do it all. Absolutely could. Xavier Donaldson took the opportunity to pull the race card today, and he, with the juror situation, he wants, because the juror number 6 was a black man, so he wants the juror to be replaced by a black man. You cannot make this a race thing. I don't understand why he feels that it can. This cannot be his first time in court. Maybe his first time dealing with the race situation, but no, you cannot make this a race thing. Judge has already claimed it, and he still wants to come back and try to double down on this. Like, give it up. It's not happening. Yes, there are other black men on the jury, but it wasn't the point. And by the way, that juror was replaced with a 57-year-old white man. So now they're feeling some type of way with that. But it's something else with this juror, because they love this juror too much. They're making too much of a big deal when they know damn well they shouldn't be making too much of a big deal of nothing, especially when it's their time to shine. Y'all need to be getting ready for y'all defense. But y'all want to play these games and want to keep a juror in place because y'all know that it's over. Y'all really just need to start just getting ready for y'all appeal. And I feel that's what they're actually doing. They're trying to set in place parts for the appeal as well. They're not sneaky. And that is why the judge is making sure that he crosses his T's and dots his I's. That is why it seems like he is being gracious with them, even though they shouldn't be. But he is. He's trying to make sure, like, look, there is no way, shape, or form y'all gonna say that this man was treated unfairly in my courtroom, or I let these jurors treat this man unfairly. Like, no, because there is not gonna be a mistrial. They keep wanting to do a mistrial. That is one thing that everyone always does. They are going to pull out as many mistrials as they possibly can. They are going to continue to do every single mistrial that they possibly can. Weinstein did 13. 13. Like, there's not a statute of limitations on those. Like, you can just keep doing it. I guess so. He did. What else? We talked about the reason why the courts could hear the tapes. It was juror 7 after someone asked them if they were on the juror. Rumor is Ye will be supporting Diddy. They said that he needed to get on the family's list, and apparently he did get on the family's list. So Ye is expected to be in court. Thursday is the holiday for Juneteenth. And so Friday it will resume, and I think it's going to be like a half day on Friday. But possibly that will be when Ye finally makes his appearance. I don't think he'll make his appearance until the defense rests their case, because they didn't let, and another reason why they didn't let him into the courtroom when he did come, they had to make a decision. It was decided. So they could have been letting him come in that day, but it was decided to not let him because it could have been viewed as witness intimidation. And that's exactly what that was. So kudos to Judge Aaron for making sure that he covered his ass in his courtroom on that one, because that is exactly what Ye came to do. But I do wonder who else. I mean, there's got to be at least one person besides Ye, the celebrity, who's going to come and stick up for this man. I can't wait. And what's so funny is today, I don't know if anyone's seen it, but Tia Kemp, she made a video and she started calling out Rick Ross, French Montana, Meek Mill, Gina, Young Miami. Like, where y'all at? Why y'all ain't out there supporting y'all boy? Where he need the support? Where y'all at? Where you at? Where you at? Where you at? Come on out the woodwork. Go on and support him. He need that support. And it was just so funny because Cause for real, where is y'all at? Like y'all really shh. And then someone said that Kevin Hart made a funny at the BET Awards concerning after parties and slippery or something. Like, dude, I heard it was quiet in the church mouse in there. Probably because they looking at you like, you the one to talk on the microphone in the video, talking to the girl in the bathtub at the party. You got a lot of nerve, my nigga. Like, really? That tripped me out. That's true. But I can't wait to see if there will be any celebrities there. And, being Diddy in Diddy fashion, I'm sure he feels like maybe he can persuade the juror with the celebrities, get them a little starstruck, show them a little pick tickle, you know what I'm saying? Give him a little starstruck and maybe they can sway his way. Shorty swing my way a little bit. You never know. All they need is one person to, hey, have a hung miss. So, have a hung jury. So what are you going to do? What you going to do? Because at this point, what do you got to lose? What do you got to lose at this point? Anything else? Okay, one more page of stuff. Yep, Diddy's been added. I talked about Tia Camp. The defense is 3 to 5 days. I tried to make it funny myself. I said the people that say that they don't see Rico, neither do the defense if they feel that they is about to cover this in 3 to 5 business days. Because what are y'all looking at to feel that y'all can cover this, undo what has been done this whole entire month and a half, and you're going to do in 1 week? I don't understand. Like, they don't care anymore. Like, I wonder how Diddy feels that there's only 3 to 5 days that they're taking to defend him. This show was really for the prosecution to do what they got to do. And look, the defense is just probably like, look, we know this motherfucker ain't getting out. We know we getting paid, though. We need to make it look like we ain't, throwing in the towel. So we gonna get this 1 week, 1 good week. And, we gonna let it do what it do, because I'm ready to go. It's summertime and I want to be with my kids and I'm ready to get the fuck out of here. I'm sick of looking at corn all day. I'm sick of looking at corn. And that's how I feel. So, there's nothing that they can do at this point. So they might as well. They might as well. Give it the best shot with the week. That's all they're giving it. 1 week, 1 round bout. Look, dude, they trying to save you money. The little money that you got that you're going to have to pay whatever. All right? They trying to save you money. Think of this with your cheap ass. With your broke ass. Oh, Diddy about to be so broke and Janet's about to be so broke, and that means the kids about to be so broke. The kids have been accustomed to a certain life ever since they came out of their mama. How are they going to handle this? I really wonder how the kids are going to handle it. And I hate this for baby love, that she's going to have to grow up learning about her father like this. That's the one that really hurts, that he has this little girl still that still has to grow up and still learn the meaning of life and learning what a monster is and learning that her father is one of them. That is what hurts. And I can only hope the best for her. And I just wonder, like, the boys, how will they navigate their life? All they know is what they have been, though, the life that Diddy has showed them. Like, what does life look like for them? Life after Diddy, life after Daddy, whatever. I wonder, what do they call him? Because he already got named Puff Daddy. So do they still call him Daddy? Father? Maybe they call him Father. Because that's the only name that he ain't made himself that got to do with a daddy or anything like that of the certain. Or dad. Maybe they call him Dad. They didn't make Dad. He ain't got no dad. So, because obviously Pop was for that Cassie had to call him. Just disgusting. Just disgusting, diddler. Anyway, Yep, that's about it. I think that is it. PD is in for appeal. Yeah. And I believe Diddy knows or knows someone who knows J6, like, cause really illing on him. It just really is. Yeah, so it makes sense that the defense might have been the one to leak the information about Juror 7 so they could come in here and complain and try to get Juror 7 off. And with all that said and done, even if no one thinks that S traffic was convinced or proved, it doesn't have to be proven for Rico. And again, Janice, we talked about what she looked like. And that was that. So tomorrow, y'all, we will finally get Brandon Paul. He has already been sworn in, kind of, sort of. He's already been given his immunity. Diddy decided to opt out of that while Brandon was getting some immunity going. Diddy was soothing his soul by watching the videos, getting his one last look and one last hurrah that he can etch in his mind to take with him back to prison, into his cell that he should be in for the rest of his life. You know? Just saying. But that's going to be it, y'all. Tomorrow I'll be back with day 26. Day 26 to be very special. Why? Because he had a group a day 26. And the group is very much still much going. I just say had because they are no longer with him. And of course, that is the group that Q stems from, where he has came forward and mentioned many things, along with Dawn Richardson, who was his girlfriend, who was a part of Diddy Kane and Diddy Dirty Money. I really like that album. I really like that album. I really like that album. Okay. I still don't know if I'm not going to. If, I still like the music. I still like the music. I still listen to it, y'all. I still listen to it. Think of it like this, though. Is the music really Diddy's? I mean, he hired everyone to basically make the music for him, and he just put his name on it. So I don't feel like we gotta cancel anything that Diddy touched because Diddy just put his name on it. He ain't touched nothing. He just put his name on it. So I don't feel it's not the same. It's not the same. It's not the same. So I feel that look, that's my story and I'm sticking to it, and that's what I'm going with, damn it. Because I'm going to still listen to my bad boy. All right? All right? That's the only thing that is for life, is the music. The music stays home. The music stays home. The music stays home. But I feel like they should make it a law. You know, that's far from Trump mind. But they should make it a law that when this type of stuff happens and the defense is found guilty, any money and proceeds that they made from anything should go to the victims or the charity of the victim if the victim is no longer living. You know what I'm saying? That's what I think, but that's what I was president. Confessions for president. All right, what you gonna do? So that is it. I will see y'all cats and kittens tomorrow for another late night recap. And I hope everyone that watched, next time y'all say something, you know, speak. I don't bite. Engage with a chick. That's what I'm here for. And I'll see y'all later. Love, love.